you very much. I am a huge nerd. This is an amazing time to be a nerd. I can go from reading a comic book, to watching a movie based on a comic book, to watching a TV show based on a movie based on a comic book, to watching a porno based on a movie, based on a TV show, based on a comic book. And they're all called Iron Man. My favorite superhero is Batman. Batman's parents were killed in Crime Alley. I feel like that's on them. I said to my friend, I said, dude, I'm so excited. I got my Ninja Turtles comic signed by one of the original creators. And he said, how? Have you ever had sex? To take a break from all this nerdy stuff, I watched the show Euphoria. Right? That's the show where the teenagers are doing drugs and having sex. And as a parent, I find that show upsetting because my kids aren't that cool. I'm in a mixed marriage. I'm Jewish, and my wife doesn't like comic books. I'm married for 23 years. Thank you, thank you. Wish I'd heard that sound on my wedding night, but thank you so much. The secret to a long marriage is that you gotta work on it. The other day I read this article. It said you're supposed to be your wife's best friend, you should tell her things. So I sent her a text. Just saw this girl with a great ass. My wife replied, she said, stop following me around the living room. My marriage is going great. I'm a stay-at-home dad. Thank you. I don't get that reaction at home, but thank you. Thank you. That means my wife makes all the money, and I get to do this when she needs me time. Go get your giggles. Mama needs red wine and White Lotus. When a woman says she's a stay-at-home mom, people say, oh my God, that's the greatest job in the world. When a man says he's a stay-at-home dad, people say, oh my God, he's gay. Being a stay-at-home dad is just like being a stay-at-home mom, except my allowance is 30% higher. When you're a stay-at-home dad, it's hard to be the alpha in the relationship. I was fighting with my wife, and I said, honey, I'm putting my foot down. And she said, yeah, in shoes I paid for. Also, why are you wearing my pumps? Being a stay-at-home dad could be emasculating. The other day I wasn't feeling well, so I went online to WebMD, entered my symptoms. Turns out I might be 2 months pregnant. Kids are getting older, they're 16 and 20. They used to say cute things like, Daddy's silly and I love you, Daddy. Now they say stuff like, don't you have to be funny to be a comedian? My oldest, first time she came to see me do comedy, she said, Dad, you're an interesting guy. But not when you're on stage. Yeah, she's paying for her own college. And sometimes I feel inadequate about being a stay-at-home dad. My wife will remind me, you're raising 2 great kids. And I remind her, they're not that great. So I have 2 kids. Their identities have been a bit of a journey. My oldest first came out as gay, and then came out as bi, and then came out as trans. So she's not on the spectrum, she is the spectrum. And then my youngest also came out as trans. I have 2 transgender children. Thank you. I am a transformer. In the past year, both of my assigned male at birth children have come out as trans. It's a lot. But I learned something, and that is that I'm awesome. I love them unconditionally. My first thought was, this is going to be great for my act. There's some question about what to call them. He, him, she, her, they, them. I'm going to go with what my wife calls them, expense 1 and expense 2. One thing that's clear, and that is that I have queer sperm. I should have known because I shoot glitter. My wife says when I orgasm, I go like this. I can't even do it, I'm so painfully straight. We're gonna keep having kids until we get the next Drag Race All-Star. Because 2 queer kids, that's a family. 3 queer kids, that's a series. Coming up next after This Is Us, this is They, Them. So my daughter was going to a sleepover party with a bunch of girls, so I said, don't forget your condom. And she said, Dad, I don't need that. I said, that's right, I forgot. You're not cool. My wife said to me, how come all your comedy friends are women? I said, honey, does that bother you? Do you think I'm going to have an affair? She said, that is the funniest thing you've ever said. You guys are great. I'm Brett Singer. Thank you so much.